Baddies, Grunts, admin SweetBananaGaming here with more of my Pokemon Y Wonderlocke. In the last episode, we actually left Sillage City and went all the way up to Geosenge Town, but before we go there and continue things there, we want to, I want to get Timothy here all the way caught up. I want to get him to level 20, I guess. That'd be pretty good. Because actually, I noticed from battling some of the trainers and even some of the Pokemon on the way to Geosenge Town, they're getting pretty up there in level, and like part of the reason that I'm a little behind in some cases is because I have my rotating team going on, but I think after I get Timothy caught up, I'm gonna go into the PC and sort of rearrange my team a little bit, just to put some of the old members on. I think I want Ace back on the team. Yeah, but oh, and on the subject of evolving Timothy, I can actually do that at any time because Timothy has pretty useful moves. I mean, he'll be learning some level up moves as a Growlithe, but probably nothing much better than what he's got now. But I don't want to evolve him just yet, but someone did tip me off that Arcanine does learn Extreme Speed at level 34, I believe. So that would be a useful move. So I would want to evolve Timothy before that, I guess. Yeah. Sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought because, well, I'm trying to think about, I got my training montage coming up, but I guess I'll just start training while I finish explaining this. So yeah, the way this is going to work is the level limit for the next gym is actually level 32. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Timothy and keep him as a Growlithe until, like, if he survives, basically, until I get to, like, the level limit. So, like, if I'm ready to take on the gym and he's, like, at or around level 32, I'll evolve him. So if he survives until I get to the third gym, then I'll evolve him. It's pretty much how I'm gonna make it work. In the meantime, we'll see what moves he learns leading up to that point, if any. Because I think he has a couple moves I could replace now. I think he has, like, Bite. I forget what else, because he has Flare Blitz and Close Combat. Both good moves, but quite high risk, so I don't necessarily want to use them while he's at this fairly low level. So, I mean, I have Bite, but if he can learn something other than Bite, I have Bite and Roar. Actually, I don't really need Roar either. Let's test out Bite. I mean, this Zubat is level 14, so he outlevels us a bit, but let's see if he's anything. He's not too scary. I mean, we're actually doing pretty close to even damage. We got a crit on him, though. But yeah, the Zubat isn't doing too much to us, so Timothy can hold his own, although it would probably be faster still to do some switch training until Timothy gets to, like, maybe level 14 or 15. Okay, we're getting a little scary now, and alright, I forgot it had that Oran Berry on Timothy. Well, I didn't forget, I just saw it at the beginning of this episode, but I wasn't thinking that it would activate. I could always attach another one to him, which I probably would be a good idea as we do this training, just in case, to prevent any accidents from happening. But yeah, anyway, basically, I'm gonna get a training montage, get Timothy at about level 20, and yeah, that's it. So I will see you in a few minutes. Hey guys, so this training montage ended up taking a lot longer than I had hoped it would just to do. Now I have it sped up quite a bit, so, but I didn't want to speed it up so much that you wouldn't be able to tell what's going on, so it's still a few minutes long, like between maybe 3 and 5 minutes long. Which isn't that bad, but I just thought that, because it resulted in the episode being a little bit shorter, because I had to speed up all the time that I used, like, as far as actual content, there's not as much content in this episode because of all the training. So what I decided to do, and I explain it later in this video, after my training is done, is I want to try to do sort of a question and answer segment, maybe, because in the future I know I'm going to have to do a lot more training montages and I want to put them on screen and everything. So in order to do that and not have it be ridiculously boring, having whole episodes of training, I would like to just maybe give you guys an opportunity to ask me some questions, and I think it would be neat. You know, I've seen other YouTubers do it. It's pretty fun, you know, get to know the YouTuber a little bit. I don't have any questions currently that I've taken, obviously, since I've just sort of started this idea. I'd like your participation in the future, maybe, if you have any questions. But what I thought I might do real quick, just take a couple minutes and explain sort of my recording setup, because that is something I haven't gotten direct questions about it, but I've gotten some questions about why my audio is the way it is, and I've actually gone through a few changes in the past few episodes. My current recording setup now is a little bit better than what it was prior because I had some audio issues. But basically what I use, first of all, for my capture software, I got a 3DS capture card from 3dscapture.com, I think is the probably most reliable source. They may or may not be out of them right now. They frequently go out of stock, but I got mine from there. I got my first 3DS outfitted with that because I don't really use it anymore, you know, in my personal time. So I got that. That's my setup. I have just an audio cable feeding into the computer to capture the audio there, and then I have the capture software on my computer, which is dual capture. Now, because of the version of dual capture I have, I can't also record my microphone audio for my commentary through the dual capture software. Instead, I have to use I have to do something else to record it simultaneously, which I do through Camtasia, which is also the software I use for video editing. I record my microphone audio, which I actually use a Rock Band microphone, which sounds weird, but I actually get pretty good results out of it, and I didn't have to buy a new microphone specifically for that, so it works fine. I'm good with it. I think it's not the best quality, but it gets pretty decent quality for what I need to do. And I have a webcam. Just my computer had a built-in webcam, but it doesn't work anymore. So anyway, I've been using just a Logitech webcam that I've had for a few years. It's nothing fancy, but again, it gets the job done. Now, the reason I had issues recording in the past with my audio was I used to set up the audio so that it would capture the audio through Camtasia, and it would capture the microphone audio and the game audio at the same time. The reason for this is kind of a long story why I tried to do it that way, but it kind of worked okay. The only problem was I had to make sure that I spoke loudly because, and that I had the game volume low enough so that you could hear me clearly. Because I couldn't edit them separately. And the other problem I was getting was I was getting some feedback, like some noise in the background from recording in this way. And so, but I went along with that for a while. I tried using an audio filter. It kind of clouded up the recording a little bit, but it lasted for a while. Then it started getting more annoying, I think, and I decided I didn't want to deal with that anymore. I wanted to have it just sound clean and not have to do any filters. So now the way I do it, I record the game audio through dual capture, and separately I record my webcam and audio through my microphone and through Camtasia. And I guess that's about it for my audio setup now. So again, in future training montages, I think this one should be about over within another minute or so. I'm not sure. But, so if you have any future questions for future training episodes, please, by all means, you know, leave them in the comments or whatever. I would love to answer them. I'd love to do something during these training episodes that's not so boring, so you don't have to skip ahead necessarily, or you don't have to sit through it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and now we'll resume our regularly scheduled episode. Okay, so I'm back, and yeah, so this training took a bit longer than I was hoping just to get one Pokemon to level 20. It was probably 30 to 40 minutes of training time. So that, I'm thinking what I might do in the future if I need to do a training episode like this, because I kind of don't feel like doing a whole lot anymore, in this episode. I'm gonna do a little bit because I feel obligated because I didn't, you know, I just did some training. But what I might want to do in the future is if I have to do a long training episode like this, I might just, oh, there's a Team Flare grunt, and I guess we're gonna have to follow him. Yeah, but anyway, if I have a training episode where I end up having to take a long time and do some training, like, when I speed up the footage, I don't know how long it'll be, but it'll probably still be at least a few minutes worth. I mean, unless I really speed it up. But what I could do is, like, really speed it up a lot, I guess. But I want you still to be able to follow what's going on in case you know, in case... Sorry, I'm just reading that. In case you want to follow my training, kind of, and see what's going on. But another thing I could do is, I've seen some YouTubers do this before when they do training montages and things like that, is do an entire episode that's just sped up training, like just to have a whole episode devoted to a lot of training, and just use that episode and do a voiceover after the fact as sort of a question and answer segment. And I'm thinking, depending on how many of you guys would be interested in that, I would like to maybe give that a try as well. Because to be honest, like I said, when I have to do a ton of training, it really makes me not feel like I want to do much more in the episode. And that's not really fair to you guys. I mean, you don't, because the training isn't really that fun to watch or anything. Except for maybe it was interesting if you noticed that one time that Timothy had a close call there with that Inkay using foul play. But yeah, so if you guys have any questions that you'd like me to answer, and you know, they can be questions about how I record, or personal questions, not too personal, but you know, maybe questions about like my experience in school, my hobbies, how I got into this, how I've got into Pokemon, you know, any questions about that, any things about, like I said, personal, but not, you know, not too personal, but, you know, just simple questions, or, you know, favorite Pokemon, or favorite type, or Pokemon of each type, my favorite game, favorite Pokemon game, or favorite video game in general, you know, things like that. Like I said, hobbies outside of video games, what I might do, what I do, you know, not, what I do, like, for work, sort of, although that's sort of, there's not really an easy answer to that, but, I guess, if you ask, I shall explain that to you. But I think what I might want to do, too, when I go back and edit this episode, when I speed up the training, I think I'm going to do some voiceover and answer. I don't really have any, I haven't gotten any questions from people, although I have gotten some people asking me about, because I had, up until a couple episodes ago, I was having some audio issues, and I didn't want to bring it up in case some of you didn't notice it. I didn't want to kind of ruin it for you, but I did have issues with like some feedback that would happen when I would record webcam in addition to recording the video game footage, and so it would get some feedback, and so I would always have to do some manipulation. And yeah, what's his face? I almost called him Charon. Calum was talking to me, because we're gonna have to follow this Team Flare Grunt guy here, but I don't think we're gonna really do. We're not going to finish that in this episode anyway. We'll go that direction, but for now we're just exploring. I'm going to explain what I might do for this episode is I'll do a little bit of a voiceover thing where I'll talk about I've gotten some questions about audio feedback and things like that. So what I might want to do is I'll answer, even though I haven't gotten the direct question. I'll talk about my recording setup and what I use and all that stuff. Okay, so this Team Flare guy just kind of disappeared here. It's awfully suspicious. Alright, how much more do I want to do? I don't know. I think I'll just, what happens next? Was that it? Do I get to move on from here? Let's see, I guess. Can I go? I can go this way now. Okay, so there wasn't, like, I was trying to remember if there was, like, an area to go into there, like a building or whatever. We don't get to do that yet, though. That happens later, I guess. What I can do, then, to finish off this episode is... Let's see. Well, I guess let's have this cutscene first. Lucario, what are you doing? Oh, hey, Korrina. Hey, you're that trainer from Route 5. Oof. I'm not exactly sure, but I think Lucario is saying it wants to battle with you. Would you battle us? So, I have 2 Lucario, but do you know which is the one that has taken a shine to you? Alright, well, I wasn't quite prepared for this, actually. I forgot that we had to actually battle Korrina, who is, yes, a gym leader, but we're not battling her as a gym leader. So let's see, I have Bob out. I think it's level 25. Okay, I think we'll be okay. I'm trying to think what this Lucario has, because honestly, Ace might be a good choice against Lucario, because he has Flamethrower. Oh gosh, this is getting scary. I do not want to lose you. Should I go for confusing it? Or should I just... I'm just going to go on the offense and go for the Shockwave. Hope I can take one more hit of whatever this is. It's going to just Swords Dance again. Okay, so that was a good call. I can take this out in another Shockwave. So yeah, these Pokemon are getting a little ahead of me in levels. Maybe I should stop the whole rotating team here. I did put Ace back on the team, and did I put Derek on the team in place of Sabat. They were pretty similar in terms of stats, so I just wanted some more type coverage and speed by having Derek as an option. So, but as far as to get an idea of like a permanent team, I don't know, give me an idea of what you'd like to see on my team. I'm gonna use Flamethrower. Hopefully this will do a good amount. Oh yeah, perfect. And a crit just to top it off. I don't know if we needed that crit. But yeah, let me know who you want me to use more permanently now that I've gotten people like leveled up a little bit. One thing I think I want to do is, because the level limit is only 32, I'll probably take Sabat back out when I do my next training montage and train Sabat to level 30, because Flaffy only needs to get to level 30 to evolve into Ampharos, so I might as well. And then I'll evolve Timothy eventually before I get to the gym. And I guess that's it. So what I want to do to finish off this episode, because we didn't get to do a whole lot, is, well, maybe I should heal first. No, actually, did we get healed, actually? Or did we not get hit? We didn't get hit with anything. Okay, yeah, we didn't get hit with anything. I had forgotten. Alright, so what I want to do, if I can avoid this hiker and this guy, if I can avoid these people, is see if I can get an encounter. Oh, I don't think I can avoid... Can I? Can I get to the grass without battling anybody? Because I really don't want to battle. I think I might want to do another training episode, as a matter of fact. Yeah, okay, good, we're good. So I want to do another training episode. And, I want to do another training episode and see... Ooh, a throw. Actually, we should be good with Bob out. I want to do another training episode and get some of my Pokemon up a bit in levels, because we have the Reflection Cave, I think it is, coming up, and that is a bit of a doozy, if memory serves. So I want my Pokemon to be well prepared. I want everybody to be at least level 25, probably a little bit higher. Most of my Pokemon that I currently have right now are close to that. But yeah, so leave questions for me, definitely, and maybe I'll do a question and answer thing. It'll be probably a little bit of a shorter episode, maybe 15 minutes. I don't know, depending on how much training I do. And yeah, so I'll do that. I might do that as a whole episode, because Reflection Cave, or whatever it's called, is rather stressful. I don't know. That's a little bit, we might experience some deaths there, to be quite honest. Meanwhile, I'm trying to whittle this throw down so I can, throw down, so I can catch it. So we can end off this episode on a positive note by catching something and getting a Wonder Trade. Fortunately, it's continuing to hit itself, so maybe eventually we'll have a good chance of getting this guy. I did get one timer ball that I picked up in Geosenge Town, so maybe if this lasts long enough, I can use that. And it snapped out of confusion, so I might as well confuse it again, see if we can get it to damage itself a little bit more. But yeah, in this episode, depending on, well, you'll know already by the time you're watching this, whether or not I decided, depending on how long, like I'm gonna speed up the training to like maybe 500 times or so, 500% speed. So depending on how long that is, I might just do a voiceover over that, just to give it, oh, of course the Pokeball catches it. But I might just do a brief overview just so I have something to voice over the training. I might just give a brief overview of what my setup is and what I use, and that'll be about it. Maybe that'll kill some time. Let's nickname this thing. And let me send out a tweet, so any of you loyal Twitter followers might, you know, be able to give Wonder Trade a try with me. I'll just do that. I'll send it out now and begin connecting to the internet, so of course there'll be a slight delay, but it, you know, will work out for the delay of people on Twitter. If anybody is following on Twitter and paying attention to that. I know that's, again, not the best setup here, but that's alright. As soon as we connect to the internet. Alright, let's trade this throwaway. Throwaway, haha. Alright, let's see what we can get. Anytime now. Hopefully somebody's online and trying to trade. And can trade me something that I don't have that's within my level limit, of course. Ooh, we got someone from France, I guess? Bonjour. Quite appropriate for Kalos. Alrighty. Ooh, a Duskull. Interesting. That could be pretty cool. Skelenox. I'm guessing that's its French name, but let me take a look at it, I guess. I'm gonna go into Wonder Trade. Let me look up real quick. That sounds like it might be Duskull's French name, but let me see. On Bulbapedia, of course. But let's look at him. What level is he? He's level 1, okay. Well, actually, she is level 1. Alright. Original trainer Thibau. I don't know how to pronounce that name. If it's a French name. It also might be a male name, I don't know. But, let me see. Let's look up Duskull. I feel like Skelenox is probably its French name. It is. But it is a pretty cool name. I might want to do what I did, what I said I would do if I used this mine in here, called Negapi. I might just want to use that name, even though it is the French name of the species. It sounds pretty cool. Same thing with Skelenox. If it's Skelenox, is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. Anyway, we're not using you yet, so if the time comes that I use you, I'll figure out what to call you exactly, but that's pretty cool. You've already got a pretty decent moveset on you. So that's nice. Alright, so I think let me sneak back to the Pokemon Center here. And then, in the next episode, I'm sorry, it might just be another training episode, but leave your questions. If I get enough, I'll try to do a whole training episode with a question and answer segment, or maybe I'll just find other things to talk about. But please, I would like a good amount of response. If you can, just give me something to talk about so that you're not bored. Because I got to do the training, and I want to show it on screen so that it's like, oh, it's not, oh, you're cheating or something like that. So I just want to, you know, make sure everything's all fair and everything. So yeah, leave your questions. I might, like I said, I might do some voiceover over today's episode's training, just so you have something to listen to. But other than that, I suppose that's it. So if you liked this video, please leave a like, and also you can subscribe to Team Eclipse if you're not yet a grunt and you want to become a grunt. We have new content pretty much every single day from all of our wonderful admins who do all sorts of cool things. And also, if you like my channel, SweetBananaGaming, or if you'd like to check out my channel, SweetBananaGaming, if you like the kind of content I do, I've currently begun a Pokemon White 2 unlock, which has been quite interesting. Only uploaded 3 episodes so far, but it's going pretty interestingly, I don't know. See what you think of that. That's going to be fun. I have some old playthroughs there that you can see as well, not just Pokemon games, but primarily Pokemon games, because that is my area of expertise. And also, yeah, there should be an annotation coming up if in a few seconds. You can click it to subscribe to my channel if you already know you like me and you want to subscribe, and I really would appreciate that, but if not, there's the annotation at the beginning of the video, which just takes you to my channel, and also the link in the description just takes you to my channel. And yeah, that's about it. So, grunts, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next episode of my Pokemon Y Wonderlocke.